Hello, wonderful people. You're welcome once again to my YouTube channel. If you're coming across this channel for the very first time, you're welcome. If you find any of my videos interesting, please, before you go, click on the subscribe button. And to my returning subscribers, I really appreciate you for the show of love at all times. And today, I'll be showing you how I achieve this corset gown with a beautiful sleeve. And here I am on my table. I'm drafting for the upper part of the bodice. I already have my lines ruled out from my shoulder to my bust line to the under bust line and my waist line. Okay, the first thing I'll be doing on this paper is to mark out my nipple to nipple measurement, which is the bust span, and I'm using 5 inches for the bust span because I'm working with bust measurement of 48 inches circumference. After drafting my bust span, I will then move over to my bust line. I'll be marking half inch above the bust line, and also I'll be doing same under the bust line as well. I'll be marking half inch under the bust line. I'll then be taking my darts. I'll be taking 1.5 inches on the underbust line, and on my waistline I'll be taking a dart of 1 inch on both sides. What I'm doing presently now is to connect the 2 points. I'll be connecting the 2 points. I'll then connect it to the half inch below the bust line that I made. I haven't done that. I'll then move over to that line. It's about 6 inches for my shoulder line, and it's just serving as a guide to how to where my corset is going to end. I'll then be taking my dart as well on both sides. I'll be taking my dart on both sides, and I will connect it to the half inch on the upper on the bust line. I'm connecting half inch to avoid pointiness around the bust area. I haven't done that. I'll then move over to the center part of my pattern paper, and I'll be taking half inch away from the center part. This will also serve as a guide when I'm drafting out my corset, because we don't want a corset that will be meeting both at the center part. So I'm taking half inch away from the center part. I'll then be going up by 3 inches on the bust line. I'll be going up by 3 inches on the bust line. And the next thing for me to do is to start connecting for my corset. I'll be connecting to the half inch line I made. I'll be joining it to the under bust. Like so. I'll be connecting for my corset. What I'm doing basically is to note how many inches I have from the center part on my bust span. I'm noting the inches I have, so I'll be replicating it on the other side. But because the bust is usually fuller the towards the side, instead of taking 4 inches, I'll be extending it by about 1 inch, which is 5 inches. I'll then be connecting to my armhole area. And I haven't done that, I'll be inserting my circumference measurements. I'll take my bust measurements. I'll be adding sewing allowance, and for that area that I'll be cutting out, I'll be replacing it back. I will move over to the armhole area. I'll be extending out by 1 inch. This is just so to avoid any shortage of fabric, and if it is in excess after joining it, I'll be cutting out the excess fabric. It's better for it to be in excess than to fall shortage of fabric. Okay, I haven't done that. I'll then be inserting my shoulder, my waist measurements. Please note, I won't be taking anything on my under bust, because whatever I have on my bust area will accommodate for my under bust measurements. So I'm taking my waist measurements now. I'm taking my allowance, sewing allowance, and I'm replacing the dart as well. And the next thing for me to do is to connect both lines. I'll then be finishing up my corset area by joining it to the 3 inches above the bust line. I'll be connecting to the new armhole curve that I made. Okay, please, after drafting your pattern, kindly go over it again. You will notice that I didn't pick the 1 inch at the armhole. I discovered this before I cut the pattern out. So to avoid any shortage, please, before you cut out your fabric, always go over the pattern that you've made. All right. So that is that about the corset. I will then move over to the neckline. I'll be taking a keyhole I'll be making a keyhole design. So I'll be taking 2.5 inches below the neckline, and I'll then be connecting for my keyhole. All right. I haven't done that. I'll then cut out. I'll be cutting out on my fabric as well. So this is it now. I've cut it out on my fabric, and you will notice that I added some inches around it all. This is to create room for the joining allowance, so it's going to fall in place after joining it. Okay, so this is the front design. I'll then take it over to my sewing machine to couple the pieces together. So that's it now. You'll notice at the center part I folded 1 inch in, because I'll be adding a zipper to the frontal part, to the mid part of my front. I wanted a zipper at that part, and when I was drafting I didn't include that, but my fabric I have to increase by 1 inches. That is it. I'll be slitting it opening, I'll be opening it up, and we've created our cup for the corset. So this is how it's looking now. The next thing for me to do is to join everything together. I'll be bringing it back to show you after joining the cup for the corset to the fabric. I don't know, it seems the lightning is not doing justice. It's still the same green. I don't know why it's turning still green here, but it's still the same fabric. Okay, so some people will feel it's another fabric. I think it's the way I place is the lightning in the room, or I don't know. It's still the same green. Okay, so I haven't joined it. I've joined to the skirt part, and that is it. I've added my zipper to the center, and I've joined the upper piece to create our keyhole design. So that is it. So I added the zipper at the mid parts. Okay, so that is our design. That's the front area. It's looking so very beautiful. The cup really came out very nice. I love it, and it's very beautiful. You can use this method to draft for your corset as well. It's pretty easy and straightforward. All right, I'll be showing you the final result of our dress. I'll be showing you the final result of our dress. If you are yet to subscribe to my channel, please, before you go, kindly click on the subscribe button and take me to the 1,000 subscribers, please. I'll appreciate it. All right, and in our next video I'll be showing you the back I made for the dress. I made a loop hole design for our back. Okay, so on our next video I'll be showing you all that. Thank you if you are still remaining this time. Really appreciate you. Thank you for the show of love, and I will see you in my next one. Bye. This is the final result of our dress now. It really came out very beautiful. You can try yours. The corset design, it really came out well. And I cut out some pattern to attach to the upper part of the dress. So this is how it's looking, and the sleeve as well really fits the design. It's an elastic sleeve, a bogus elastic sleeve. All right, so you can try yours. Very easy to make. I love you all, and I will see you in my next one.